Hello students, so this is the seventh video on third module of the uh, computer organization. So third module is memory system. So in the last video I was explaining you about the speed, size and cost, how it has to be considered in order to select the type of memory in our computer system while designing our computer system. So a big challenge in the design of a computer system is to provide a sufficiently large memory with a reasonable speed at an affordable cost. So there are different types of memories which are being used. Static RAM memory. So these static RAM memories, they are very fast but expensive because a basic static RAM cell has a complex circuit, making it impossible to pack a large amount of cells onto a single chip. So this type of RAM, static RAM, it can be made use in the cache memory, which is of smaller part when it is compared with the main memory. So coming to the next type of memory, dynamic RAM, simpler basic cell circuit, hence are much less expensive but significantly lower than SRAMs. So they are significantly slower and of less expensive than that of the static RAMs, and they can be having the simpler circuit and they can be implemented in larger number on a single chip. So next type of memory is magnetic disks. Storage provided by the DRAMs is high than SRAMs, but it is still less than what is necessary. Secondary storage such as magnetic disk provide a large amount of storage but is much slower than the DRAMs. So this is how we can go with this, and here we have the memory hierarchy. So in this we can see the processor, it will be consisting of registers and primary cache. So we'll be having cache in two levels, L1 and L2. L1 will be present within the processor and secondary cache, it will be present out of the processor, and below that we have main memory, and below that we'll be having the magnetic disk secondary memory. So these are being arranged in the increasing size of the memory, whereas in reverse if we check, it will be arranged in increasing speed and increasing cost per bit. So registers, it will be coming in at the first position, and they are costlier and the speed is very high, and also size will be small. So primary cache which is present in the processor, so that it will be having a lesser speed when compared with the registers, and also cost will be little less when it is compared with the registers, and its size also will be more when it is compared with the register. Secondary cache, it will be more than that of the primary cache, and size also will be it will be increasing, and speed and cost will be decreasing. So main memory, it comes under secondary cache, and the magnetic disk secondary memory, it comes below the main memory. So fastest access is to the data held in the processor register. So fastest access can be done with the help of the data which is being stored in the register, processor registers. So registers are at the top of the memory hierarchy. Relatively small amount of memory that can be implemented on the processor chip. This is processor cache. Two levels of cache we are using. Level 1 cache is on the processor chip. Level 2 cache is in between the main memory and the processor. So next level is main memory implemented on SIMMS. So already you know what is SIMMS. It is single inline memory modules. So much larger but much smaller than cache memory, slower than cache memory. Next level is magnetic disk, huge amount of inexpensive storage disks they are. Speed of memory access is critical. The idea is to bring instruction and data that will be used in the near future as close to the processor as possible. So this is about the memory hierarchy and how the different types of memories will be arranged in the computer system. So next type of memory. Now we are aware of what is RAM, what is ROM. Next is cache memories. So we'll see in detail what is cache memory. So processor is much faster than the main memory. So we all know that the speed of the processor is faster than that of the main memory. As a result, the processor has to spend much of its time waiting while instructions and data are being fetched from the main memory. So here, as the processor speed is fast when it is compared with the main memory, so whatever data has to be sent from the processor to the main memory or main memory to the processor, so it will be time consuming, and processor has to spend more amount of time waiting for these instructions which has to be fetched from the main memory. So main obstacle towards achieving good performance is waiting or spending more time in waiting. So speed of the main memory cannot be increased beyond a certain point. So cache memory is an architectural arrangement which makes the main memory appear faster to the processor than it really is. So what we are going to do means we are going to make this cache memory to be present in between the processor and the main memory, giving a look like the process to the processor that it is accessing the data from the main memory itself. So this cache memory is based on the property of the computer programs known as locality of reference. So what is this locality of reference? We'll see here. So what is this locality of reference? Analysis of programs indicates that many instructions is localized in localized areas of a programs are executed repeatedly during some period of time. For example, if we consider a C program, so in that loops, it may be while loop, it may be nested loops, do while loops. So in that some set of instructions will be executed or processed repeatedly. So what happens here is the programs are being executed repeatedly during some period of time, while the others are executed relatively less frequently. These instructions may be the ones in a loop, nested loop, or a few procedures calling each other repeatedly. So this type is called as locality of reference. So there are two different types again: temporal locality of reference and spatial locality of reference. Temporal means recently executed instructions is likely to be executed again very soon. Spatial locality of reference means instructions with addresses close to a recently instruction are likely to be executed soon. So in those instructions can be stored in the cache in order to increase the performance of this processor. So here this is the arrangement how we can do in order to place the cache in between the processor and main memory and to increase the speed of access of the data. So processor issues a read request. A block of words is transferred from the main memory to the cache, one word at a time. Subsequent references to the data in this block of words are found in the cache. So at any given time, only some blocks in the main memory are held in the cache. Which blocks in the main memory are in the cache is determined by the mapping function. So here, if this processor issues a read request, a block of words has to be transferred from the main memory to the cache. One word at a time it has to be transferred, because cache capacity will be less when it is compared with the main memory. So subsequent references to the data in this block of words are found in the cache. At any given time, only some blocks in the main memory are held in the cache. Which blocks in the main memory are in the cache is determined by a mapping function. So when the cache is full, a block of word needs to be transferred from the main memory. Some block of words in the cache must be replaced. So this is done by the replacement algorithm. So whenever the data has to be transferred from the main memory to the processor, so in between whatever cache memory will be present, so to that the blocks of data can be transferred. So here at that particular point, what block of data has been present in the cache, so it can be checked with the help of the mapping function. So if cache is full at that particular point of time, then some blocks of words in the cache must be replaced. So these replacement can be done with the help of the replacement algorithm. So before moving to the actual replacement algorithms, we will see what actually is cache hit. Existence of a cache is transparent to the processor. That is, processor will never come to know that there is an intermediate memory in between the main memory and the processor. The processor issues read and write requests in the same manner. If the data is in the cache, it is called as a read or write hit. Read hit means the data is obtained from the cache. Write hit means cache has a replica of the contents of the main memory. Contents of the cache and the main memory may be updated simultaneously. This is this is done through the write through protocol. Update the contents of the cache and mark it as updated by setting a bit known as the dirty bit or modified bit. The content